Dr. Kamla Chowdhry was a pioneering management educationist and institution builder of independent India in the 20th century. Kamla Chowdhry was born on 17 December 1920 in a Punjabi family in Lahore. Her father, Dr. Ganesh Das Kapoor, was a leading surgeon in Lahore, and her mother, Leelavati Khanna, belonged to a family of engineers involved in building the famed Sukur Barrage on the Indus River in Sindh. Kamla was sent to Tagore's Shanti Niketan, where she pursued music along with other subjects. After that, she obtained her BA in Mathematics and Philosophy at Calcutta University in 1940, and MA in Philosophy at Punjab University in 1943. In 1944-45, she taught inter and BA classes at Mahila College, Lahore, and then moved to USA to obtain a MA in Social Psychology at Michigan University in 1946 and a PhD in Social Psychology at Michigan University in 1949. She touched several institutions: the Ahmedabad Textile Industries Research Association, ATIRA, in the 1950s, the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, in the 1960s, where she was also the first faculty member, and later Ford Foundation India, Institute of Rural Management, Anand, IIMA, Center for Science and Environment, CSE, Center for Women's Development Studies, CWDS, Self-Employed Women's Association, SEVA, the Vikram Sarabhai Foundation, and National Foundation of India. She joined the newly set up Ahmedabad Textile Industries Research Association, ATIRA, in 1949, where she headed the Human Relations Division until 1961 and was the director of the Research Center for Group Dynamics. Throughout the 1950s, she was involved in the first management research projects in India at ATIRA in close collaboration with leading management academics in USA and Europe. In 1961-62, she spent a year at Harvard Business School as a visiting faculty member, and while at Harvard, worked with Professor Harry Hansen of HPS in May-June 1962 on preparing academic plans and faculty recruitment for IIMA. She was the first member of the IIM Ahmedabad faculty when she joined as professor and coordinator of programs in July 1962. She was a member of the IIMA Society and also the first faculty nominee to be appointed on the IIMA board in 1962. She effectively ran the institute from its bungalow office in Shahibagh, Ahmedabad for 3 years, taking key administrative decisions, recruiting the first set of faculty, and closely coordinating with the Harvard Business School and Ford Foundation.
You just look at her and then very good personality, very nice personality she is. Conducts herself in a very, very decent way and all that. You feel, you look at her, you feel some sort of respect for that lady. She was very good.
She was known as a brilliant teacher, and her innovations in management education included the designing of the 3TP or 3-tier program in management development in 1963-64 that continues to run as an executive education program at IIM Ahmedabad even today.
3TP was not an innovation of Harvard Business School. 3TP was an innovation of IIM Ahmedabad. It was the brainchild of Kamla Ben. And again, same thing, that relationship dynamics to get something embedded, implanted in an organization, how it has to be done. So she observed 2 or 3 things. One, that Indian industry at that time was dominated by family businesses. And families controlled and sort of run these industries as if it was their kind of domestic affair. It is in that atmosphere that professionalism had to be inducted. There was a need, there was a realization, but culture was like this. And that is why she said that if we had trained only a young man who has a foreign degree or an Indian postgraduate and bring him to the class here and with Harvard Business School material, case studies and so on, we develop him. But if he goes back, he will not be effective. He will be effective only if there is a small group within the company could understand and talk to each other in this language. That is how she came up with this idea of 3-tier program. Middle tier, senior and top. And the structure was 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week. This is how she designed that program. So that design was her original design. And that is her contribution. That is her deep understanding of the relationship dynamics and how it impacts management.
Dr. Kamla Chowdhury's stellar contributions in the field of management education and towards the building of IIM Ahmedabad also need to be seen in the context of the time she lived in. When she joined IIM Ahmedabad in 1962 and worked with management academics from around the world, women were still not admitted into MBA programs at Harvard. Dr. Kamla Chowdhury was in the running to become the first full-time director of IIMA in 1964-65. Served as Director Research and Director External Programs, and was a visiting professor at Harvard Business School in 1968. She was also the Hindustan Lever Professor of Management Practices at IIM Ahmedabad, the first chaired position in management education in India, created in 1966, and presided over the 7th convocation ceremony in 1972 in the absence of Ravi Mathai. She wrote or co-wrote several books and research papers, and was a consultant to the Industrial Court Bombay and also to firms on reorganization of management structures and issues related with selection, training and wage evaluation. She left IIM Ahmedabad in 1972 and continued to excel thereafter. First, as an advisor for the Public Planning and Management Committee of the Ford Foundation India office in the 1970s, and then as head of the National Wastelands Development Board under Rajiv Gandhi's prime ministership between 1985 and 1988. She was member of the World Commission on Forestry and Sustainable Development and the World Bank's Advisory Committee on Environment and Sustainable Development. Her research interests gradually shifted over her career from organizational behavior to environmentalism and Gandhian thought.
Kamla Chowdhury was superb.
Dr. Kamla Chowdhury died on 4th January 2006. Her memory lives on in Ahmedabad. The Kamla Cafe is run by Seva, and in IIM Ahmedabad, Dorm 1 is named in her honor, funded by alumni who benefited from her brilliance.